Hey, hello everybody. Good morning. Today is CPI and core CPI day. It's really difficult to predict the movement, but let's review the market wrap and compare what we have in the book right now to see we have too much discrepancy between what they left yesterday and what you have in the pre-market. Okay, so the volatility skew that they left, at the close was totally bearish. The volatility also jumped, the implied volatility also jumped to 23%. You guys have been seeing that it's fluctuating between below 13 and a little bit above 15%. Now it's spike up to 23%. So regarding the pre-market, it's almost the same. It's almost the same, but it's already jumping, above 35%. So expect a huge movement. Below 5,205, puts tend to be paid. Above 5,210, calls tend to be paid. So far it's a bearish, but they are trying to build a smile, right? So because you don't have too much discrepancy between, puts out of the money and calls out of the money. It's inside the same range. It's inside the same range. So the volatility skew is not giving us, a very clear direction. But the levels, you guys already know, 5,210, 5,205. So regarding dark pool index, so again, dealers remove liquidity, but the GEX jumps. So markets tend to be unidirectional today. If they decide to go up, you go up. If you decide to go down, of course, we will go down. So tend to be unidirectional today. Lower liquidity, and the GIX, jumped 300 millions. Okay, so market's not in acceleration mode because it's not, below $2 billion. It's above $3 billion, but also it's not like $5 and $6 billion, right? So to move in markets now, they need at least $3.6 billion. Okay. So what we have been seeing, and also I put like a question mark, when they add liquidity, we have been seeing red days. When they remove liquidity, we have been seeing green days. But, this week have been slightly different. Example, yesterday, right? So they add liquidity and you saw green day. And on Monday, they added also liquidity and market was flat, as we expected. So today could you be different than the pattern that they started back in December and today supposed to be red? That's what I'm looking for, right? Because the pre-setup. But if you talk about, the current book, I cannot tell you that the book is bearish because the book is not bearish. But, the squeeze yesterday at the end of the day, bring a lot of new buyers to the market, bring a lot of bullishness to the market. So I also highlighted over here because the squeeze yesterday, and the consequent the dump in the volatility, the VIX, and in the implied volatility, force everybody that was hedged to close the hedge, or everybody that was negative delta to close their portfolio and became, bullish. Because the implied volatility, the volatility, and consequently with the theta, burning out the put premium. And consequently, you guys saw the squeeze, and consequently, you guys have seen the book is really bullish, right? Anyway, so what they left in the book yesterday. So the majority of the calls are located 5,250. But the pre-setup left on Friday show us a possibility to top between 25 and 30, 5,235 and maximum 5,230. Remember, and a support at 5,175. So far, the support and the resistance they pre-setup on Friday have been respected. You guys saw what's happening when we backtest 5,225, and also you guys saw what's happening when we backtest 5,175, right? Melt down and melt up, respectively, right? So the book bearish, bullish, right? The delta flow is bullish, what they left yesterday, right? But you will review, compare with what we have right now, because the CBOE just, update the open interest, the option contracts after 9 p.m. Eastern time, if I'm not wrong. So the gamma design, what they left yesterday, they build the first level of resistance at 5,210. The GEX plus GX move back to 5,255, and the minus GX at 5,175. So regarding delta, we see only weakness below 5,185, right? All orders levels supposed to be bullish. Of course, exception at 5,255 that we have negative delta flow. So let's compare what we have right now in the book. So look the difference. Now we have weakness below 5,205 that match with the volatility skew that I already show you guys. Below below 5,205, bears tend to be rewarded. I mean, not bears, puts tend to be paid off, right? So it's really different. It's not more below 5,185. Now below 5,205, bears take control, right? So pay attention that we are in a positive gamma. We have negative gamma at 5,215. So this could be the resistance, okay? Pay attention to 5,215. Look, the GX that was located at 5,000 minus GX that was located at 5,175 is already gone, and they move to 5,180. But remember, per deltas, we start to see weakness below 5,205 that matches with the implied volatility. 5,205, we have negative gamma, but we have positive delta. So we have divergence. So regarding delta, is showing that 5,215 is where the calls are concentrated. If you open above 5,215, so 5,215 tend to be the support. Otherwise, the resistance per delta. Okay? So they are not the spike that we had before in higher levels, it's already gone. But the gamma is jump. Look, the plus GX is still at 5,250. So the preview first level of resistance that was 5,210 now move to 5,215. Negative gamma, but delta resistance. Of course, that could be the support. Okay, those are the difference between yesterday and today. Pay attention in the levels. Okay, my call is still the same. I don't mind to see a spike up or open with a gap up and see a sell-off during the intraday. So what I told you guys, per the structure left on Friday, such melt up looks like a trap. Also, if you compare, the next days, especially April 11, you got it's still the same. Okay, I already closed the spreadsheet, but it's still the same. So market participants much more, how can I say, willing to sell than buy. But the plus GX is still at 5,206. So market so far is not set up to break 5,206. 5,206 supposed to be the limitation of the top. Okay, so they needed to melt up future to open above 5,206. Because if we will not see a gap up to bring us above 5,206 during the intraday, since we are in a positive gamma territory, we will not see a break at 5,206. But pay attention that the majority of the gamma is negative for further days, especially tomorrow and Friday. Okay? So note over here that 5,220 is a negative gamma territory also for Friday. And the plus GX at 5,204. Okay? Guys, my call didn't change. Doesn't mean that I'm right. The safe trade is ours a straddle. Right? Is ours a straddle. Pay attention in the levels. Plus GX, 5,250. Minus GX, they moved from 75 to 80. 5,215 tend to be the first level of resistance. We have negative gamma and positive delta, and this is where is the most concentration of calls, right? Per volatility skill, 5,205. Sellers tend to control the market. Above 5,210, buyers tend to control the market. It's possible to see a pump and dump? Yes, it's totally possible to see a pump and dump. Remember, 5,225, 5,235 was the pre-setup as a top, as a resistance for this week. But plus GX at 5,250. Take care.